Welcome to my channel, Learn English. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic that's not only important for your English learning journey but for life itself: how to build a support network. Whether you're moving to a new country, starting a new job, or just trying to improve yourself, having the right people around you can make all the difference. In this story, we'll explore what a support network really means, how to find the right people, and how to grow those relationships in a healthy, lasting way. So, sit back, relax, and let's learn through a real-life story that shows how support can help us overcome challenges and achieve more together. Let's get started. Building a strong support network begins with recognizing your own emotional and practical needs. It starts in quiet moments of loneliness or uncertainty, where the absence of connection becomes clear. Understanding that vulnerability is not weakness but a bridge to trust allows you to open yourself to deeper relationships. Once that awareness is established, the journey continues with finding the right people, those who listen, challenge, and uplift. These connections can come from existing relationships, new communities, or even professionals like therapists and mentors. As these bonds form, they must be nurtured through consistent communication, shared support, and gratitude. Yet, healthy networks also require boundaries and balance. No one person can be your everything, and sustainability comes from diversity and mutual respect. Over time, your network becomes a source not just of comfort but of inspiration and empowerment, enabling you to grow, thrive, and help others do the same. Chapter 1: Understanding the need for support. In the quiet hours of life, those spaces between major events, we often begin to feel the weight of isolation. For many, the realization that we need others doesn't come in a flash, but in slow moments: the lack of someone to call during a crisis, the absence of encouragement when pursuing a dream, or even the silence that follows a personal loss. These moments don't necessarily mean we're alone. Rather, they hint at the need for an intentional support network. Humans are social by nature, but that doesn't mean every social connection supports us equally. Understanding this distinction is the first, crucial step in building a support system that truly nurtures and uplifts us. A support network isn't just a collection of people. It's a circle built on mutual trust, empathy, and reliability. It includes friends, family, mentors, colleagues, and sometimes even professionals like therapists or coaches. The idea is not simply to surround ourselves with as many people as possible, but to identify those who bring value to our well-being, offer different types of support: emotional, practical, motivational, and with whom we can reciprocate that value. But before building outwards, the journey must start inward. What are your emotional needs? Are you seeking validation, guidance, companionship, or accountability? Identifying what you lack helps you determine what kind of support network you need. For instance, someone navigating a career transition might prioritize mentorship and professional connections, while someone facing grief might need emotional anchoring and compassion. Knowing yourself, your triggers, your dreams, and your limitations lays the foundation for choosing wisely. Another crucial part of this stage is addressing the fear of vulnerability. Many of us resist reaching out because we've been hurt before or are afraid of being seen as weak. This resistance often leads to a cycle of loneliness, reinforcing the idea that support is unattainable. But vulnerability, when shared with safe and trustworthy people, fosters deeper connections. By opening up about your journey and inviting others into your world, you create the space for support to flow both ways. In this chapter of self-awareness, reflection and acceptance are your most important tools. Accept that you need people, not because you're incapable on your own, but because growth, healing, and joy are amplified when shared. With that understanding, the next steps become clearer. You're not just building a network, you're cultivating a garden where support, encouragement, and shared strength can bloom. Now that you've identified your needs, the question becomes: where do you find people who can fill these roles? Often, we expect our existing relationships to fulfill every need, but this expectation can strain even the best connections. The reality is that no single person can be everything to us, and they shouldn't have to be. A strong support network is diverse, drawing from different sources and spheres of your life. Start by looking at your current circle. Who already shows up for you? Who listens without judgment? Who challenges you constructively? You might be surprised to realize that your support system is partially formed already. You just haven't labeled it as such. By recognizing existing pillars of support, you begin to appreciate them more intentionally and can start strengthening those bonds. Then, branch out. Join communities aligned with your values or interests. This could be a professional organization, a local hobby group, a volunteer initiative, or even online forums that facilitate genuine interaction. These spaces aren't just for networking, they're for connection. Approach them with authenticity. Instead of trying to impress, aim to relate. Ask questions, share your story, and show up consistently. Relationships take time to build, but presence and sincerity accelerate trust. Don't shy away from reaching out to people you admire or resonate with, even if you don't know them well. A simple message expressing appreciation or seeking advice can open the door to meaningful relationships. Social media, when used with intention, can be a powerful tool for connection, not just consumption. Also consider including professionals in your support structure. A therapist, life coach, or career counselor can provide targeted guidance that friends and family may not be equipped to offer. Their objectivity and training often allow them to support you in ways that personal connections can't. Importantly, as you look for support, be prepared to give it too. Reciprocity is the heart of any lasting relationship. Offer your time, your listening ear, and your encouragement to others. What you give, you often receive in return, sometimes in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. In this phase, you become both seeker and contributor. You learn to recognize not just who people are, but how they support you, and how you support them. In that mutual investment, the roots of your support network grow deeper and stronger. Finding supportive people is one thing, nurturing those connections is another. Relationships are living systems, and like all living things, they need attention, care, and intentionality to thrive. You don't need to be perfect in this process, just present and consistent. Communication is at the core of nurturing support. Be open about your needs, but also be a good listener. Ask your support network how they're doing. Celebrate their wins and comfort them in their lows. Shared vulnerability builds trust, and trust builds resilience in the relationship. The goal isn't constant closeness, but consistent presence. Set boundaries as well. A healthy support network includes knowing your limits and respecting others. Emotional labor can be heavy, and expecting too much from one person, especially without mutual care, can lead to burnout or resentment. Don't be afraid to say, "I care about you, but I need time for myself right now." Those who belong in your network will understand. Technology can be a powerful tool here. Regular check-ins don't have to be long conversations. Sometimes a thoughtful message, meme, or article shows someone they're on your mind. If distance is a factor, consider virtual calls, shared playlists, or co-working sessions. The method doesn't matter as much as the intention behind it. In times of crisis or stress, lean into your network. Let them show up for you. If you've built connections on honesty and mutual support, you'll find strength in their presence. At the same time, when someone else is struggling, be proactive in your support. Small gestures, like offering to listen, running an errand, or just sitting in silence, can make a huge difference. Celebrate the moments when your network shows up for you. Acknowledge their support with gratitude. A heartfelt thank you, public or private, reinforces that their presence matters and deepens your bond. This isn't about keeping score, it's about cultivating a culture of appreciation and care. As you nurture these relationships, your support network doesn't just grow in size, it grows in strength, depth, and trust. And that foundation becomes a powerful force, not only for enduring life's challenges but for thriving in its possibilities. A strong support network must be sustainable. That means maintaining balance, not just in the emotional give and take, but also in how integrated these relationships are into your life. Overdependence on any one person or group can create strain. Likewise, being the only source of support for others can lead to exhaustion. The art is in the balance, knowing when to give, when to ask, and when to step back. Start by auditing your network. Are some relationships consistently draining? Are there people you support but who rarely reciprocate? These patterns aren't inherently toxic, but they require honest evaluation. Not everyone you care about will fit in your active support circle, and that's okay. It's not about cutting people off, but rather prioritizing where your energy goes. Boundaries protect both you and your relationships. They allow you to be present without becoming overwhelmed. Establish clear limits around your time, emotional availability, and personal space. Practice saying no without guilt. People who respect your boundaries are the ones most likely to support your growth. Balance also means having variety in your network. Emotional support might come from one friend, practical help from another, and mentorship from yet another. This diversity not only prevents burnout but enriches your experience, offering different perspectives and strengths. It's equally important to balance vulnerability with privacy. Sharing is essential for connection, but oversharing can lead to discomfort or codependency. Choose your confidants wisely, and be mindful of what you share and when. Trust builds over time, and some layers of your story are sacred, they deserve thoughtful handling. Lastly, give yourself permission to evolve. Your needs will change, so will your relationships. Sometimes, people who were once central in your life naturally drift away. Others grow closer. The healthiest networks adapt with you. Letting go of relationships that no longer serve you, or that you no longer serve, is not failure, it's maturity. By honoring boundaries and maintaining balance, you create a support network that uplifts without overwhelming, that encourages without enabling. This is where true empowerment begins. Once your support network is established, nurtured, and balanced, it becomes more than a safety net, it becomes a launchpad. With the right people around you, you begin to take bolder risks, dream bigger dreams, and face life's challenges with confidence. You thrive not in spite of needing support, but because of it. In this phase, your network can evolve into something collaborative and dynamic. You might start projects together, support each other's goals, or co-create meaningful change in your communities. This synergy transforms your relationships from supportive to generative. They don't just help you survive, they help you build and grow. Your role also shifts. Having received support, you become more capable of offering it. Your empathy deepens, your capacity to listen expands, and your wisdom, shaped by experience, becomes a gift to others. You start to recognize when someone else needs encouragement, connection, or space, and you offer it freely, not out of obligation, but from a place of abundance. Celebrate the richness of this phase. Host gatherings, express gratitude, commemorate milestones. Shared joy builds bonds just as deeply as shared sorrow. These moments become the stories you'll tell, the strength you'll remember, and the fuel for everything yet to come. And when life brings new seasons, loss, transition, transformation, you return to your network, not as someone who is broken, but as someone who knows where to find light. You no longer fear asking for help, because you understand, we are not meant to carry everything alone. A support network is not built in a day. It's crafted over time, with care, intention, and love. It's one of the greatest investments you'll ever make, not just for your well-being, but for the legacy of connection you create. And that brings us to the end of our story on how to build a support network. I hope this helped you understand not only new English words and phrases, but also the importance of connection, balance, and trust in your life. Remember, no one succeeds alone, and asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Start small, be honest, and surround yourself with people who lift you up. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need this message today. Leave a comment and tell us who's in your support network. Thanks for watching Learn English, and until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and keep learning.